Hi there, Martin again from experienceandlawofattractioninmylife.com. Today's discussion is going to be briefly about the concepts of focus. And essentially, as basic as this is when I explain it, I'm sure if you actually take an introspective look at yourself, you're going to see just how many times you're probably focusing on the outcomes that you don't want. It's not something that only you do. Many of us are guilty of this. And it actually takes quite a bit of attention to detail. It takes quite a bit of practice to constantly be focusing on the things or the outcomes and the situations we want rather than the situations we don't want. For example, I'm aware that, putting this in perspective, there are some people who actively are motivated towards things, who therefore are focusing on the outcomes they want. There are also people who are focusing or motivated away from certain things and therefore tending to focus on what they don't want. However, statistically, and also of course through the laws of physics and metaphysics and attraction laws in general, by focusing on what we want, we are more likely to actually get what we want. Because putting it another way, you cannot actually experience one outcome when you're looking at a current reality that is different to the outcome you want. Let me explain that. Let us imagine that you are expecting and thinking and visualizing of yourself as being wealthy. You're visualizing and expecting and imagining that you have a bank account that is capable of meeting all your required financial needs, and you're imagining how you're going to feel. You're imagining the sense of pride, the sense of comfort when any of the bills come in, for example. But then if you take that and put it to the side and then take a reality of right now, and you imagine you've got 20 bills all needing to be paid today for more money than you currently have in your bank account or available to you. Understandably, that can be stressful. But if you're concentrating and focusing on the lack or the situational problem now, it is absolutely impossible in the same manner to also be visualizing the wonder and specialness of having all the funds available at your beck and call. Now, you have to focus on one or the other. That doesn't mean you don't still have bills to pay. However, it takes training to actively focus your mind on what you want rather than dwelling on what you may reality in current terms have. Because by thinking purely of the reality right now, you're immediately blocking yourself off to what's available to you. There is no shortage of money in the world. As an example, there are trillions and trillions of dollars traversing the ether electronically, transactions from people to other people, corporations to corporations, people to corporations, and vice versa. There is no shortage of funds in the world, but we need to be training constantly and focusing on what we want. So, for example, when we have the bills to pay, and we may not, right at this very minute, physically have the amount of dollars or other monetary currency in our bank account, it is a case of, instead of like, oh my God, OMG, I don't have the funds, I'm not well off, I'm not coping, etc., etc. It is imperative to shift the thinking. Okay, I've got these bills coming up. It is very unlikely, typically, that you're going to have a bill that arrives today that is due today. Might happen, but more often than not, you've got time to prepare. So let's shift the entire thought process and let's say, okay, I've got a bill for $1,000, be it a tax bill, be it a rates for property management, whatever the case. Okay, let's change the thinking. I've got this bill. I need to get out there and utilise the universe to my benefit. I need to provide something of value to others. We have got so much value intrinsically within us. It's about focusing on how we can help others, focusing on what is around there and what we want. Think of yourself as having the funds, but the funds don't just magically turn up in your lap. They turn up and they're around because of something you've given. It's all about fundamentally shifting your focus of thought. If you're not focusing in the right plane, you are focusing in the wrong plane, and you will be attracting whatever it is you're thinking. For those of you who've never tried this before, this could be seriously groundbreaking material. It may not even make sense. You think, what the hell am I carrying on about? However, it does work. It's been proven. I've proven it in my life, and I know that you can in yours as well. Take the day today, seize the day as it were, make changes today. If you want a better outcome, plan a better outcome, instead of just sitting and saying, oh, it's difficult, it's tough, oh my goodness, can you believe it, I know, and like, oh, the boss, and so on and so on. It's all about how you think and how you bring things to you through your thought processes and what you're visualizing. You cannot visualize excellence, brilliance, and magnificence here and spend your existence now, oh my goodness, oh no, oh, it's just so hard, etc. I know this is laughable on one plane, on another it's deadly serious. Concentrate, believe and accept that you've got so much more, so much coming to you. That's what it's all about, folks. Focus on what you want, not focusing on what you don't want. It is a learned skill like any other skill. None of us are born with it or not born with it. It's about, okay, now you've got the knowledge, you've got this piece or this nugget of gold, let's go ahead and do something with it. Focusing constantly on what you want. Think constantly, what is it you want? How do you want it to be? Why do you want it to be this way? These are the processes involved in getting ultimately the things that you want. Wishing you a fantastic day, people, and looking forward to hearing and seeing your comments as well. Take care, and also for more information, head over to www.experiencelawofattractioninmylife.com. Thanks, and have a great day.